Funny little thing, isn't it? Funny that we've based most of our lives around something that we've never actually experienced before. The past. I feel like that's worth pointing out one more time. You've never experienced the past. You never even experienced the beginning of this video. The beginning of this video is simply no longer happening right now. Past tense exists in word only. This is not some attempt to mess with your mind or deny the experiences of life. It's just a fact. Everything you've ever experienced or will ever experience will only ever be experienced right now, in this singular eternal moment of now. Time is an appearance only. Yes, you can look back at the previous clips in this video, but you'll only do so right now. Your brain catalogs experience as memory, but memory is not proof of the past. It's just proof that you can remember right now. In a nutshell, the past is only as real as you make it. If you allow this truth to sink in and don't dismiss this as just some silly mind game, then the truth of this can be life-changing. But of course, you have to be ready to acknowledge that most of who you think you are is held together by memory through an elaborate mind-generated illusion. How much of you would be left if all you had to work with is what was showing up right now? What if you couldn't draw from your memory at all to define yourself? Wouldn't things like your name, your job title, your family history, your social status, or your spiritual status, or any status at all become irrelevant and meaningless? Hey, my friend, for a quick route to dropping the past, download my free dream interpretation guide. Just type dreams in the comments below and I'll send it to you. So becoming free of the past is not so complicated after all, so long as we're willing to die to the image of ourselves completely. To offer up our own consciousness, you could say, to the mystery of this ever-present reality by no longer leaving it mentally. Of course, that's the catch, isn't it? We don't just wear our past-based identity because it's a fun thing to do. We wear it out of necessity, out of what we think is necessity. This identity that we've been crafting and trying to perfect since we came into this world, which happened right now, of course, is a project that we only took on because we determined that our identitylessness was not enough. And understandably, in a world full of somebodies, who wants to be nobody? But how has being somebody been working out for you? Has living with an identity story allowed you to achieve the state of lasting peace and contentment that was promised to you when you first took the story on? How have your attempts to fill the void been panning out? Perhaps it's a matter of believing that there's not really any alternative. You have to believe who you think you are because you can't think of being anything else. That's the key though, isn't it? To no longer think yourself into being. To no longer think ourselves into existence when we're already here. Obviously, when you stop thinking, you don't go anywhere. So why all the fuss? Ah, yes. That sticky issue of nobodiness being a bad thing. You can't become free of the past unless you become free of yourself. Unless you come home to the fact that you have no inherent identity and make peace with that. There's no situation where you get to keep yourself but lose your past. Having your cake and eating it too is still not a thing.
This makes sense. So why does letting go of my identity still feel so terrifying?
Because you've taken yourself to be a performance for a long time. A lot of nows. Hold an image of a newborn baby in your mind for a moment. Aside from a consistent routine of eating and pooping and crying, this baby has zero problems with the fact that it has no identity. How is that possible? Because it hasn't learned from the world just yet that it's supposed to know what it is. It hasn't learned that separating oneself from the rest of life by pretending to be somebody is just how things are done. It hasn't learned that it should fear rejection if it doesn't prove its worthiness to exist. To know this is a blessing, of course, because it means that all of your fears have been learned. All of your moments of existential crisis can evaporate now, because you no longer need to exist in any way the mind can think of. Another happy consequence of this fear evaporation is freedom from the future. When you return to knowing yourself as this mystery, this pure unconditioned consciousness, it becomes very apparent that all future projection is nothing more than a rejection of reality here now. Now it's possible that your mind has considered what I've been saying here and has realized that no past and no future means no specialness. If that feeling has popped up, that's perfectly normal. After all, the human condition is a search for specialness and an attempt to maintain it. So stepping off that track will usually feel a little strange because you're essentially saying to life, I understand what you want from me, but I'm not going to play that game anymore. If you've ever seen the movie The Truman Show, spoiler alert, this is the moment where you realize that the life you were told to live is a lie, that the happiness you were promised is a lie. It's the moment where you realize that you've been on stage your entire life and you no longer want to perform anymore. This is the moment where you realize there's an exit door. That exit door is what appears when you're finally ready to die to the past, to yourself, and to the future. That exit door has only one name on it: eternity, which is all that's left when you step through it.